Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we have 10 must-have bronze badges in NBA 2K22 Next Gen for you. So I hope you enjoy. If you do, for drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties. And without further ado, we're getting straight into this. Now, I'm going to start at number 10 and go to number 1, but I will explain to you guys too, I do prefer to start at number 1 and go to 10 because I feel like the emphasis on how important the bronze badge is really is a lot different from number 1 to 10. Like number 1, you really want that badge on bronze. And then for this one right here, it's subjective. It's not really the best badge in the game. We're talking about Green Machine for number 10. So the moral of the story in today's video is badge budgeting. You can see in the bottom right corner, you can see how much it costs to actually put each of the badge points on. So for instance, for bronze Green Machine, it's going to cost 1. For silver, it's going to cost 2. Past silver, it starts increasing to 4. Now, this varies based on your attribute points. You can see if we go up to the 94 mid-range, boom, it costs 3 now instead of 4. Whereas, again, the Hall of Fame costs 5 instead of 6. And the common theme behind what you're going to see with this badge budgeting is that after silver is where things start to really cut off in terms of it's going to start increasing the cost of the badge. So you can see again, bronze costs 1, silver costs 2. That's when you start seeing the double of the increase. Boom, now it costs 4. Now you have to put 2 extra badge points in, it costs 6. So understand, tied into this video is kind of also talking about silver badges, but bronze is mainly the focus. So to talk a little bit about Green Machine, it's obviously going to increase your ability to green consecutive shots back to back. Obviously ties into even more than that. If you green 2 to 3 to 4 shots in a row, it's going to keep on going. You guys get the deal. So with Green Machine, I feel like you do see a pretty good increase on bronze. I'd be watching my guards and stuff like that too when it comes to this stuff and kind of picking their brain on how this works. And they've been running bronze Green Machine for a while as well. Don't really see the utility of running it on Hall of Fame. So really what it comes down to be honest with this one, is that this was once upon a time a really good badge and the utility is still there. Obviously, if you can green back-to-back jump shots or just keep on greening more jump shots, that equals good. But the badge itself isn't really all that effective anymore, and I feel like bronze is the right level to be putting it on. Again, I don't want to be gassing up Green Machine too much because it is at number 10 on the list. It's here for a reason. Next up on the list, we have Ball Stripper, a very effective bronze badge where you really shouldn't even put it any higher than this in my personal opinion. Again, silver is where we're capping out a lot of these things in terms of the level you'd want to put it at. But anyway, Ball Stripper, like I said, very effective bronze badge. You will, however, want a higher steal rating than what I'm showcasing right here. 52 is where you unlock the level of bronze. But paired with 90 plus steal rating and then bronze Ball Stripper, you're going to protect yourself from a lot of slashers and post scorers out there. The post scorer part is more of the inefficient takes that you would have where, for instance, if they're underneath the basket and going up, if you time the steal properly, or realistically, to be completely honest, if you're going to try and protect yourself from getting scored on in the post, if we're not talking Pro-Am, if we're just talking 2v2 or 3v3, I don't know why 3v3 would be a big deal, but either way, for like anything to deal with you protecting yourself in the post, if you're a smaller defender and you have Ball Stripper and good steal rating, you could really just be spamming X. Now what I will say and recommend for you to do instead is to be timing out the steals, waiting for them to actually go up with that standing dunk or standing layup, and then you will protect yourself in a lot of situations from getting scored on. You might even steal the ball out. Obviously, like I said, it could result in a reach-in, but even in that case, for 2v2, it's not the biggest deal. But bronze Ball Stripper, very effective, and in most people's situations, silver Ball Stripper is going to be pretty affordable. You can see in this situation, 86 steal rating gets you the silver Ball Stripper at only 2 badge points. Now, it doesn't go anywhere from that gold, literally at all. So I would say silver is probably your ceiling for where you want to put this, and bronze is going to be very effective and good at protecting you in a lot of those situations, and really good for the cost of the badge point you're putting in. All right, next up on the list, we have one of my personal favorite bronze badges in the game. We got bronze slippery off ball. Now, I'm going to talk about the requirements of this badge and what you need for it, and you can see all you need to have it on bronze is literally 40 mid-range. Now, by default, if you're going upgrading your close shot to about 90, you can see it does pull your mid-range with it. And by you having 90 close shot, by default, you have the bronze slippery off ball unlocked. Now, you don't have a badge point in the shooting category to put on, obviously. So as you can see, you have 0 in that category. Even if you max out your mid-range, you guys get the deal. It's not going to do anything for you. If you only wanted to keep it at the level of 40, it is what it is. But if you made your build as a rebirth and you have 0 badges available in a certain category, what it actually does is it gives you 1 out of 0. Now, I don't know if this is just a glitch in the game in terms of them giving you those extra badge points out the gate, but they do give you 1 out of 0 shooting badges if you have no shooting badges available. So for me, what I'm able to do is put the bronze slippery off ball on. Now, if you happen to make your build before this is a thing, or if you're someone who this relates to in a different category, maybe, I'm not gonna lie, there's no really valuable one that you could have 0 in terms of defense or playmaking, or maybe even finishing. So shooting is where it's pretty restricted to, and it's really convenient for the bigs out there to be able to have this on. But if you are a big man out there who made this exact same build as me, like you have 90 plus close shot and you have this one badge available in the shooting category, but you don't have any badge points to put it on, what you could do is you could actually put the one badge point you get for hitting level 39 and put it into the bronze slippery off ball in the shooting category, and then boom, just like that. I gotta say, it is very nice in terms of actually getting you open and sliding past people, not getting stuck on defenders and stuff like that. You get really smooth pick and rolls and stuff like that too. And even for just off ball movement, obviously you guys know the deal when you're juking around and stuff like that, or just in general dexing back and forth, the slippery off ball is really nice to have. Next up on the list, we got corner specialist. Now this is gonna be me talking about particularly point guards out there where you're running a lot of these badges that pertain to you with the ball in your hands up top. So like blinders, hot zone hunter, sniper. Obviously we have things like mismatch expert, deadeye. All types of this stuff adds up, and it's really hard to afford certain badges like this where you could actually run bronze corner specialist. It doesn't cost you very much at all. As you can see, you can even run it up to gold and it's still only going to cost you one badge point for every level. But either way, it's very effective at you hitting those corner shots off of the pick and rolls where, yes, you maybe have an open corner. Whether it's 2v2, the corner is always going to be open. For 3v3, one corner will always be open at the very least, maybe even two depending on how you play. And fading to that corner is super effective as well with the bronze corner specialist. Now the reason I say bronze level is probably the right place to put this is because I don't think this fits a lot of people's play styles to always just run to the corner and fade, or run to the corner and spot up and just shoot the ball like that. Now obviously if you're a corner spot up, if you're someone who's just sitting there literally all day every day, put this at the highest level you can. Do not be trying to, you know, badge budget this to bronze. But for the point guards out there, I'm talking specifically for this, it's very effective at you hitting those corner shots and the corner fades. For fading in the corner, it's so helpful for that. I cannot stress enough. And you guys know the deal by now if you play the guard spot, where if you run Circus 3, it's going to help you on fading to the corner. Obviously, it does more than just help you on fading to the corner or just fading in general. You can do hops, you can do spins, whatever the case may be. But for the way it supports the gameplay, I would say that fading to the corner is probably the most effective way of doing so. I don't really think you need Circus 3s to do so. You could really just run bronze or silver corner specialist, and I feel like that's all the rate you need to be able to actually hit those fades or just stopping and popping in the corner. I mean, realistically, those will be open in a lot of situations in the park. Now for Pro-Am, it becomes a little bit more complicated. You're going to need to be setting up plays where your corner is actually cutting and opening up that corner for you, and then the corner that he just came from is where you're fading to, and then boom, just like that, the defender probably follows him, and then boom, you have a wide open corner 3 because people don't really expect stuff like that. Now don't be wrong, you hit them with that a couple times in the game, they're going to get used to it, they're going to understand and adapt. But either way, I think corner fading and just corner spot, like stop and popping for guards, is actually a very underrated thing. I think shooting from the corner is just super easy, and a lot of people just neglect it and they don't actually do it. Next up on the list, we're talking about bronze lob city finisher. Now this is also going to be tied to silver. I think silver is really good, and bronze is definitely good enough where you guys have probably ran into a couple times where you're catching lobs and stuff like that. Maybe you're a lockdown, or maybe you're even a guard who has a decent driving dunk and you cannot catch lobs, or you just really are struggling with the meter because it's super small. If you run it on bronze, it's going to open up that meter a lot, and on silver, it's like the perfect level to be had. Now when you have the 90 standing dunk or 90 on anything, it's going to make silver cost only 2 points. If you're someone out there who does have 90 plus on a certain rating when it comes to driving dunk or standing dunk, it's going to be really convenient for you because like I said, I think silver is really the perfect spot to put it. And as you can see, even if you have 99, gold is going to cost 4, and it's a little bit inconvenient to be putting extra badge points on for just like the gold level of lob city finisher. It's to be costing 4. Now this part of the video is kind of where, like I said, I really wanted to start from number 1 and go down to 10 because I probably lost a lot of people's interest talking about stupid BS badges like green machine and ball stripper and slippery off ball, then corner specialist. But like I said, from this point forward, everything becomes really good to run on the bronze level, and in this situation, bronze lob city finisher is really good. Like I said, it's going to be increasing that meter size a whole lot for you. It's going to make it a whole lot more makeable, and just realistically, like I said, silver is also affordable if you have 90 plus on a driving dunk or standing dunk category. Next up on the list, we have bronze tireless defender. This is by far one of my favorite bronze badges in the game. Like I was saying about slippery off ball and lob finisher, they're very good for the style that I play with the big man. Now for you as a backcourt defender, or if you're just playing at the guard spot or anything like that, this is tied to your perimeter or interior defense. So the higher your interior defense is, the more easy it is to run tireless defender. The higher your perimeter defense is, the easier it is to run tireless defender. So no matter what you are, like I said, with bronze badges, they always only cost 1, so it's super convenient. But you're going to need at least 87 on an interior or perimeter defense rating to be able to have it on silver for only 2 points. Now in terms of what this actually does for you, you can see at the bottom of the screen, allows defenders to play defense more aggressively without losing energy at the same rate as a normal player. So long story short, this is going to help you play good defense. It's going to really, I want to stress that point, help you play good defense. You need stamina in those situations that you're going for chase down blocks or jump contest or trying to keep up with defenders in the first place to actually have your max amount of stamina. You want the most that you can possibly have because it's going to cut down on the greatness of the animation you can get if you have less stamina while doing so. When it comes to stamina on defense, I think a lot of people think it's as black and white as literally just, am I blinking red or am I not? It's not as simple as that. The more stamina that you have, the better animations you get on jump contests for jump shots, on chase down blocks, all types of stuff like that, rebounds, whatever the case may be. Anything to do with you doing an aggressive move or actually making your player move, it's going to be more effective when you have more stamina. So again, I think bronze is a really good level to put this at. Again, guys, this only costs you 1 badge point to be putting on. It's the most effective 1 point of badges you could ever use on your build. And like I said, if you have the 87 attribute rating on perimeter defense or interior defense, it's going to allow you to run it on silver for only 2 points. Now, I usually find myself only running this on bronze, and if I do, maybe occasionally silver, but I'll never ever unequip this badge, to be completely honest with you guys. This is such a good bronze badge to be putting on. It's so effective at not draining your stamina on defense. Next up on the list, we got bronze lucky number 7. In case anybody doesn't know how this badge actually functions, what you want to do is shoot the ball before you see 16 on the shot clock. Now, I believe that's how it always works, whether people foul you or not. I don't think your timer on this resets, so it's always going to be below 16 on the shot clock. You want to shoot it at 17 pretty much. And to put it simply, you can see at the bottom of the screen, gives a boost to mid-range shots or 3-point attempts within the first 7 seconds of a possession. So again, the first 7 seconds ends up being you have to shoot the ball at 17 or higher on the shot clock. So just understand how that works. But anyway, what this is really good for is fast break offense. I gotta say, it is killer for fast break offense. So like I said, fast break threes, really good. As a point guard on 2v2, it's even more effective. I would say the more people you have on the court though, the harder this is to use in the half court set, where if you're on 2v2, 3v3, it's a little bit more doable. In Pro-Am though, it's very hard to actually use this on anything besides actual fast break offense, because I mean, you're already spending like 5 seconds to get the ball off the court most situations. So it takes a little bit too long for this to be used in Pro-Am on anything besides fast break. But like I said, on 2v2, really convenient as a guard. If you're anybody on 2v2, if you like to do a lot of dexing off the inbound and stuff like that, it's really effective. I mean, if you shoot the ball under that 7 seconds, it becomes killer in terms of how good it is on that bronze level. To get it on the silver level, you're either going to need an 86 mid-range, or if you don't want to do the mid-range and would rather do the 3-pointer, all it costs you is 82. And this is the more realistic thing that I would say a lot of people out there have, is the higher 3-pointer and lower mid-range. So 82 3-pointer or 86 mid-range is what you need to be able to get it on silver for only 2 points. And again, I will say anything that's good on bronze is probably gonna be good on silver too. So lucky number 7, I have only seen this in action with bronze, but I can't imagine that silver would be bad to put it on. And again, if you have the 82 or higher 3-point rating, it's gonna be really convenient for you. A lot of locks out there probably have something around this range, where you maybe have anywhere between 79 to like 84 3-pointer, I would assume, if you're a lockdown out there. Next up on the list, we got bronze rim protector. Now this is one that I'm going to be a little bit less particular with only the bronze level. I will say this is one that if you run on Hall of Fame is disgustingly good, so it's a little bit biased in that sense. I'm not sure if this really belonged on this list in the first place, but there is a utility for the bronze rim protector for non-bigs out there, because obviously you need 97 block to have it on Hall of Fame. That's only relating to big men out there, and same with even 88 block, that's only relating to bigs out there. For the 75 and 55 level of this badge, it's a lot more accessible for even guards and a lot of lockdowns out there, where if you're a lock, you probably have this around silver, where you can have the 75 block rating. This is me on a 6'7". I would say this is about as tall as lockdown builds go. This one is not going to be easy to budget in terms of going for the silver on like the only 2 badge points. So I would say the badge is so good that even if you can get it at the silver level for 3, I would still recommend to do so. If you have 75 block rating on the dot, it's still a very good badge to put on as high as you can. But I'm putting this on this list at number 3 because I know a lot of builds out there only have the ability to run this on bronze for the most part, where you have a guard build out there, right? If you have around like 60 block rating or even the 55, it's still very doable. Now, for something that's later on the list, I would recommend that you maybe, we'll just give a little spoiler alert, maybe go to 57 instead, but I would say 55 to 57, maybe even 60 is a range that is pretty accessible for a lot of guards out there, or for the smaller locks as well. Now, in terms of what this is actually going to do for you, it's going to prevent you from getting dunked on a whole lot. It's also going to allow you to actually perform snatch blocks, which is a pretty cool little perk. It's not something that's game changing or anything like that, but I've seen in previous years people with this badge only on bronze with like literally 50 block rating actually getting snatch blocks. If you guys have seen on current gen too, man, it is crazy how people are playing chase down blocks with only bronze chase down and bronze rim protector. So it's a little bit harder to identify what types of builds people have in terms of if they're even able to get the badge or if they're not when you're playing against them. But what I've seen firsthand is that if you have this on bronze, it's going to do literally everything at the bottom of the screen that it suggests that it will do, where it's going to help you block shots, it's going to help you prevent yourself from getting dunked on, and it unlocks the ability to get the snatch blocks. On top of that, they don't mention with Rim Protector that you actually boost your own takeover and your team's takeover for every block you get. Now, understandably, if you only have like 60 block rating, you're probably not getting so many blocks to the point where you're ever going to notice that, and then the boost for it on bronze isn't really the biggest. So just understand, I honestly shouldn't have put this badge on the list because it's so good at the Hall of Fame level and gold level or wherever you can get it, but if you are able to get this badge, I would highly suggest doing so. If you didn't upgrade your block to at least 60 and you have a smaller build or a smaller lockdown out there, you're really going to suffer for that. I really do believe that. Next up on the list at number 2, we have Bronze Chase Down Artist. We were already preluding to this a little bit when we were already talking about Rim Protector, but either way, this is a devious, really good bronze badge in the game. And the reason, again, I'm not putting this at number 1, I was debating doing it, and the more I thought about it with the Rim Protector, honestly, with how you want this at the highest level you can possibly put it, I feel that same way with Chase Down Artist too, where if you can have this on Hall of Fame, it is really good. Like, I cannot stress enough how good this badge actually is to be running on Hall of Fame level. But for every level that you can do, a lot of people out there probably have the ability to run it on silver, where you maybe have 70 block rating, like we were already just talking about with Rim Protector, and silver is a super effective range for you to put this on. And for all the people who really do complain about the midget guards out there, like the 5'9s, the 5'8s, the 5'10s, whatever the case may be, they're not even able to get this badge on the bronze level, or Rim Protector for that matter. Their block rating literally just can't go high enough. So when you have a smaller player on you, like one of those 5'10 to 5'9, 5'8s, understand that they have no shot at getting that block on you by any means. That you already know based on their height, but you already know they don't have the ability to get that block on you. So if you do get past them, it's just a walking free two every single play. Also on that note, I just kind of wanted to mention too, if you have one of those smaller players on you, note that if you are in front of them, like we were just talking about, how they really don't have the ability to go for chase down blocks on you, they also need to be in position for the ball stripper. So they have to be in between you and the basket when going for that ball stripper, or really on your hip, to be honest. And they don't have the ability to do so if you are getting past them in a sense of the ISO or whatever the case may be. But anyway, we were already talking a lot on things related to chase down blocks when we were talking about Rim Protectors, so those two badges pretty much go hand in hand. They're both really good bronze badges, and obviously the higher the level of them, the better it is, but they're very effective even for the bronze level. And I understand some people might be irritated with the way that this list is kind of compiled, because obviously, like I said, just looking through it, we have things like Bailout, Rim Protector, Chase Down Artist, all types of stuff like that could be ran at the highest level. Or with Corner Specialist, if you're a corner spot up, you want this at the highest level you can do it. I think, however, there's a lot of these things that have been really good budgets, like Lucky Number 7, Tireless Defender are really good budgets. Lob City Finisher on bronze or silver, really good budget. Ball Stripper on bronze, all you really need. Green Machine on bronze, really good. Slippery Off Ball on bronze, once again, is very effective for those bigs out there, and it's really cheese the way that you can get it. And next up on the list, we got Bronze Bailout. So the reason I have this at number 1 on the list is going to be because you really don't need this at any level besides bronze to be able to actually effectively pass out of your bad takes. So you can obviously run this at the Hall of Fame level if you're able to be able to get your teammates really clean catches off of your bad pass outs, but in your situation of trying to pass out of double teams or to pass out of bad shots, bronze is really all you need to be able to get the ball out of your hands and not throw it completely out of bounds. Now, paired with glue hands, I'm sure this works even better as well, and if you run it on the silver level, it's at least acceptable. But I would say the common theme behind everybody's pass accuracy is to have this at least 70 to be able to have the silver bullet passer, and with that comes the ability to at least get the bronze badge on the bailout. Now, if you have like 85 to get the gold bullet passer, if you really wanted the gold bailout, you could move this to 86, but realistically, I think 5 badge points for gold bailout is way too much. I think running this just on bronze for the 1 badge point level is by far the best bronze badge you could ever have on a build. Now also, keep in mind, you do need to be height restricted for this bailout right here. And what I mean by that is you have to be 6'10 or shorter. So I switched to a build that's taller than 6'10 so that it actually pops up on the screen for you guys to see right there. But you do need to be below 6'10 to actually have this badge. What's really convenient if you were a pick and roller and you still had this badge is you could go up with those really bad takes on the dunks, which you don't even know in the moment, right? But then when you kind of realize that people are super close to you, you could actually pass out of them on the pick and rolls. But honestly, it's probably a good idea that they didn't allow bigs to have that. It was really stupid for bigs to be able to bail out of lob passes and stuff like that too. Like last year, you could literally be mid-air on the lob and bail out pass over to the corner with bailout on. And man, I tell you what, it was some crazy stuff for Pro-Am at least. And realistically, it's probably a good thing that they didn't give bigs the ability to have the bailout on. Long story short, I think to go with anything more than bronze is kind of just overdoing it. If you did want to go to the silver level for this though, I would say 88 pass accuracy is right where you want to be. It's going to make it so that silver level only costs 2. It's also going to decrease the cost of every level in general. So you can see the gold goes from 5 to 4. The Hall of Fame, even though you can't get it, would go from 7 to 6. I don't know why they even involved that in the first place if you can't even get the badge. But anyway, as you can see, it's going to make it so gold only costs you 4, silver only costs you 2, so 88 pass accuracy, a pretty good spot to go for that. You also unlock the ability to run gold floor general too, so that's something worth note as well. But anyway, that's all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. And I might even decrease the like goal a little bit as well. I think we're just overdoing it with that whole 1,000 thing, and so be it if so. But anyway, I might drop that a little bit in the future, maybe something like 600, 700. But I plan for the future when people are also watching this, like maybe even like days or weeks in advance. So just understand that when you see the first 24-hour views and stuff like that, that maybe it doesn't line up with the whole 1,000 likes thing. It definitely won't in most situations. But anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I really do appreciate all the love and support we've been getting throughout the whole last few months on this channel. And with 2K22 Next Gen, I've been enjoying the game a lot, and I'm really glad that I still am. I don't have to put on this facade for you guys as if I'm fake enjoying the game, or a lot of these YouTubers are out here just playing the game for the sake of money, views, retaining their channel. For me, I'm still loving this game and enjoying it a lot, and I'm really looking forward to getting into some really competitive Pro-Am stuff too, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that as well. So anyway, that's all for the video. If you made it to the very end of the vid, put bronze in the comments to show support's made all the way through, or bronze badge if you would like to instead. Also, I really do see all your guys' comments when you put the keyword of the end video thing. It lets me know that you're the loyals that are actually watching all the way through these videos, and some of them do be pretty long too. So I really do appreciate all you guys when it comes to that. And hey man, other than that, hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.